This is a practice exercise video solution. For this practice, we want to get started with the supplied dataset lofted handle-PE. We're going to be creating a handle on the current cup that we see in the design. We're going to get started by first creating an offset construction plane. In this case, we want to select the top plane, or in this case, the XY plane. I'm going to rotate to a front view, and I want to pull this plane until it's in the middle of this area where our handle will be. This will be roughly 40 millimeters, and we can say OK. Next, I want to create a new sketch, making sure that I can still see the sketch for my handle. I'm going to use my line tool to go from one of these points on the sketch, and you'll notice that nothing is able to be snapped to. We're going to have to use project in order to bring those into our current sketch, but we'll just place it roughly to the side and drag it out and to the right a distance of 50 millimeters. Let's hit escape on the keyboard, go to create, project include, and project. We simply want to bring the center point of the slot and say OK. Now we can drag and drop our horizontal line onto that point, select it, and make it construction. The main shape of the handle is going to be a slot, but we want to taper it down at the position where it'll be held. So we're going to use the slot tool, and in this case we want to use a center point slot because we have a center point for our selection. We're going to start here, begin dragging off to the right about 7 millimeters, and then we're going to drag out until it's about 8 millimeters. We'll use our dimension tool to give this a vertical dimension of 14 millimeters, and then we'll dimension the radius value at 4 millimeters. Now we can finish the sketch, and we want to create a sketch that goes through all of these points. So we're going to start a new sketch, and this is going to be on our XZ plane. Once we start this process, let's use the sketch palette tool slice so we can see inside of the cup. We're also going to use project include. Going to project include, we'll use project, and once again we want to grab the center point of these slots and the center point of our new slot sketch. We'll say OK. To make sure that we've grabbed the correct thing, we can hide Profile 1, Profile 2, and Sketch 6, which we just created, to make sure that we do have those center point references. From here, we're going to use our spline tool. Using the fit spline, we're going to start at the first point, select the second point, and come down to the third point, and then use the green check mark to OK, and escape to get off the spline tool. We can select the green handles. We can add dimensions or constraints to them, for example, making them horizontal or making them vertical. I'm going to hit escape to get off my constraint tool. Then I want to begin adjusting the influence or the tangency of each of these positions. If you like, you can use dimension tools by selecting sketch dimension and giving an overall dimension between these 2 points. I'm going to use 40 millimeters on the top. I'm going to use 60 millimeters on the bottom. And for this vertical line on the right side, I'm going to use 22 millimeters. We're going to finish the sketch, and now we want to make sure that we bring back Profile 1, Profile 2, and Sketch 6. We're going to be using all of these to create a loft. We'll go to Create, select Loft, and begin by selecting our first profile. Note when we do this, it's trying to select only half because it has a vertical line in the middle. We want to make sure that both of these regions are considered Profile 1. We'll use the plus icon to select Profile 2, and the plus icon again to select Profile 3. We want to make sure that we are joining with the cup and we're not removing material. To add a guide rail, we can use the center line guide rail option, use the plus icon, and select our sketch. We can see here that this allows us to create that loft and it tapers down in the middle based on our profile. We can say OK and allow it to join to the cup. This leaves some small remnants on the inside, but these can be removed by using direct modeling tools. In this case, I'm going to hold down the left mouse button to select the face underneath that we can't see while holding down Shift and then use Delete on the keyboard. I'll do the same thing down here, holding down the left mouse button to select the face that we can't see, then using Shift, Control, or Command to select all the others and Delete on the keyboard. This allows me to remove that reference on the inside. Now this geometry can be mirrored or patterned around the rest of this mug, but for now let's go to our home view and make sure that we do save this design.